All right, hey everybody, and welcome back to the Multiverse Show. I am really sorry. I think we fixed it though. I'm pretty certain we fixed it though. Anyway, this is episode 150, at least not 152, because we're gonna delete the old ones and get that fixed. Thank you guys for tuning in. Quick, we're doing some intros. We got to make up for lost time. All right. First off, we have the Titan of Texas, Mr. Fame Entertainment. The man in our moment of need for fixing the show.
My name is Sam.
Oh, God. All right, and we got Mr. James Wilson, who is fighting sleep.
Films. Perhaps.
That's the tweet. That's it.
And we got Mr. Samuel Tolbert.
Yo, I am happy to be here, and we need to get this show on the road.
And we have Mr. Jared standing in, also known as Rage Virus. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Yeah, we got short on time, so let's get chatting.
All right, lots of good stuff to cover. But first off, we got to do the question we always ask every week. What have you guys been playing, if anything?
Video games.
Yes, video games. Yes, video games are nice. Video games are great. So, let's move right along, shall we? The Oscars, they happen. James, take it over.
Okay, now we are going to slow things down. So the Oscars happened, and it was crazy. It was Joker stuff. So we all went in basically thinking 1917 is going to sweep the awards. We thought, coming off of the back of the BAFTAs, the Golden Globes, and a bunch of other technical awards, it seemed like the momentum was with 1917. It was going to win Best Director, Best Film, and sweep the entire technical awards. None of this happened. It was a crazy night for everything except the acting categories. They were what they have been the entire season. Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. We've talked a lot about that performance. We're not going to talk about it again. Laura Dern for Marriage Story. A great performance. I urge everyone to look for the song about Laura Dern performed at the Independent Spirit Awards. Hilarious. What were the other acting awards? Brad Pitt winning his first ever acting Oscar, which surprised that he's this is his first one. I know, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Leonardo DiCaprio situation.
Yeah, pretty much.
He won as a producer for 12 Years a Slave. This is his first ever award for acting. And Best Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think he should have been nominated as Best Actor for Ad Astra as well. So final acting was Best Lead Actress for Renee Zellweger in Judy. And I don't know if anyone's seen that. It's a classic case of great performance in not a really great movie. If anyone's interested in acting, screen acting especially, and seeing how someone can carry a movie, watch Judy, because she carries that movie. Every time she's on screen, the screen lights up around her. It's a really, really fantastic performance in a movie that is just okay, elevated by that great performance. Okay, so let's talk about the crazy things. Parasite is a film by director Bong Joon-ho, and it is about things. Because even though it just won Best Film, spoiler for a thing that already happened, I still don't want to talk about the film, because you just need to see it. Just see it, and then DM me on Twitter, and we'll talk about it. That's the best way to do these kind of things.
Yeah, I got to interject. Even more, and James and Jared will agree with me, I'm sure, even more than usual films, the impact is taken away if you know what's going to happen here. It's about how shocking. Certainly.
Yes, absolutely. It's one of those films where it really truly stands out the first time that you watch it, and it really just hits home more so than probably more times afterwards, but as with most movies. But it is really truly a fantastic film.
Yeah, I finally got to watch it again on Friday, and I haven't been thinking about it since. There's very few times, I'm going to say this, as a person who studies film, both from a critical point of view and also from aspiring to make films one day, there's very often that you'll watch something and you'll think, oh, I wonder how I would do this certain scene from a narcissistic point of view. I tried to do that with Parasite. Can't think of a goddamn thing. I can't think of any way to make this film better or improve or slightly tweak it. with this word gets thrown about a lot. It's perfect. It's true. It's one of those lightning in a bottle moments. It's a perfect movie that is just everything about it. You think, oh, they can't do this. They can't keep the ball rolling. It can't. It just can't. And then it just does. It just keeps going, and it's amazing. And it's the first ever foreign language film to win Best Film at the Oscars. There haven't been that many nominated. There's been a couple of people on Twitter saying, oh, The Artist is the first foreign language film to win Best Film. I think you'll find there's no goddamn talking in The Artist, so shut up. Yes, it's a French film. Also, English is a foreign language to some Americans, so there we go. Yeah, take that. I said it. So, here's the things that it won 4 out of the 5 Oscars that it was nominated for. It won for Best Film. Bong Joon-ho won for Best Director. It won for Best Original Screenplay, which is even that. For me, that's weirder than it winning Best Film because it's not in English. It's crazy. And it also won Best Foreign Language Film. So the Oscars have definitively said that the best movie, like by a considerable margin, is Parasite, because it's the best film that America has to offer, apparently, and the best film that the world has to offer. It's weird Joker stuff. I was shocked. I woke up this morning and thinking, oh, I'll see if Parasite won Best Foreign Film, and I thought I was dreaming. I couldn't believe it. What a great way to wake up.
Yeah.
The Oscars. Yeah. I'm going to quickly talk about some other things that happened at the ceremony, because there are a couple weird things, because it's the Oscars and weird things happen all the time. Eminem showed up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I know. So Eminem, as everyone knows, won the Oscar for Best Original Song for Lose Yourself, and was not allowed to perform the year that he was nominated because of the swearing in the song. Mm-hmm. Which is, as we can all agree, completely ridiculous. It's words and it's poetry, and you should be allowed to perform it because you're honouring it for exactly the reason why you want it to be performed. So finally he got to perform it, but it was very weird, and I urge everyone to look up the reaction shots of the crowd. Martin Scorsese looked like he's never heard of music.
This is cinema.
Yeah. Billie Eilish, I'm surprised, who was less than 1 year old when Lose Yourself was released. Isn't that fun for everyone here? Also looked very uncomfortable. And then there's also Janelle Monáe's opening number, where she, and I completely agree with what she did. She announced the world, I'm queer, and I'm going to support a bunch of the women that weren't nominated, and all the rest of the women in the film industry. Absolutely. To have just a bunch of people representing films that weren't being represented at the Oscars, just dancing. Yeah. The Oscars is always weird, and it always throws up at least one crazy thing. But for having Parasite to win as many things as it did, all it does is it's either an amazing marker of where we as a society decide where we go forward in cinema. Do we truly embrace the worldwide cinema scene and sort of denounce the whole best film in a foreign language, we just say best film? Or does it mean now for the next 5 or 6 years that the Oscars are going to be hardcore MAGA? Because I feel like it's going to be either one of these things. I'm sorry to end this on a downer, but I'm a bit terrified that it's going to go all right. But there we go. Sam, what do you think about the Oscars?
Yeah, I didn't actually get to watch the Oscars myself.
I didn't watch the ceremony. Are you kidding me? I'm barely now.
But you know what? I mean, Parasite sweeping, I can't disagree with. That's the thing. Like that, give that man all the Oscars in the world. Give them all the Oscars. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. That was wonderful to see. I have a couple of small pet peeves. I really think that How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World should have taken Best Animated Picture, but that's just me. The Lighthouse was up in Best Cinematography, and the cinematography in that film is incredible. However, it lost to 1917, and from what I've heard, 1917 was incredible the way it pieced its shot together. So I can't be mad, evidently. What I hear.
No. 1917 was in a class of its own for cinematography.
Oh,
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
way,
I mean-
guys, I wanted to say, so I got totally pranked over the weekend about the Lighthouse. So I didn't know what the Lighthouse was necessarily. I had heard of it. I knew Robert Pattinson was in it, but I was watching like a video documentary on the series Flapjack from Cartoon Network from way back.
Oh, yeah.
Someone completely being like doing deadpan humor said the Lighthouse was a epilogue to the end of Flapjack, and they did it in such a way I actually believed it.
Did you then go and see the Lighthouse?
I'm actually working on that right now. So
Okay.
this was yesterday. So I was like, what?
We're not gonna have time to do this properly.
Yeah.
I did finally get to see the Lighthouse.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a pretentious bucket of wank.
Oh boy.
Mm.
James
I'm glad
and
I
I
haven't
disagree
seen
on
it.
this one. We've already DM'd back and forth. We don't have time for this right now.
Yeah.
But
sorry for
vehemently
that. Sorry for
disagree.
that weird image, but we don't exactly have any sponsors who are going to be annoyed about it.
Well, it's not exactly the weirdest image given the film, but
Yeah.
regardless, we disagree. It is what it is. Okay.
But
Anything else?
it is lit and shot beautifully. I will admit that.
Okay. So
I'm big enough to admit that.
certainly you have to agree that Pattinson and Willem Dafoe threw themselves into it. In terms of the acting.
They really gave it a go.
All right, that's enough for me for now. I'm not going to go any more on that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Not bad. So yeah, I am really excited. The only reason why I really care is he's also the director for Snowpiercer, which was like our number 2 movie on our list. What did it get again?
It made the top 10. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Did it?
I think it did. I know it made mine. It was like
scrolling.
mine.
I am scrolling up, sir. It's somewhere. Talk while I find it.
Oh no, I got it. No, those are mine.
7th.
It was 7th?
It came 7th in our final list.
Gotcha. All right, dope. James, actually, could you do us a favor before you leave?
Yes.
Some people want to hear your beautiful singing voice.
Wait, what?
Yes. I already have people asking me about your beautiful singing voice.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Do you want me to sing the same song as I did
Do it
before?
again. Do it again.
Okay.
For it.
All right, everyone shut the hell up.
How did... What? Why?
Gosh.
Were we live when this happened before?
Oh, just do it. Now, some pieces of it got through because I was messing with the audio. And
Okay.
So on the other chat, someone
Alright.
mentioned, like, what the hell was that? I need it.
Okay. For the people listening, this is a song called Caledonia by Dougie MacLean, or Doogie MacLean, as you might say in America. It's basically just a love letter to Scotland. It's in a folk song, so I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me. These past few days I've been afraid that I might drift away. So I've been telling old stories, singing songs that make me think about where I came from. And that's the reason why I seem so far away today. Oh, let me tell you that I love you and that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. There's a lot. There's like 5 more minutes of the song, but I'm not going to do it now.
Woo!
And he's single, ladies. All right. So I know you got to go, James. Thank you for staying up and dealing with our technical bullshit. It's been a very strange day.
Yeah,
It's been a day. But thanks, James.
Hopefully
been a
things should
real-
even out soon.
Hopefully, absolute pleasure to be here, and just go see the Lighthouse. No, don't go see the Lighthouse. Go see Parasite.
Go
I'm
see,
so tired.
yes, go see.
People, you heard him. Go see The Lighthouse, endorsed by
You know
James
what?
Wilson.
Go
Hey,
see the
James
Lighthouse.
Wilson
and see how
approves.
terrible it is. Go see the Lighthouse and go see Cats.
Ooh, yeah.
Weirdest double bill of the evening.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So, bye, guys.
All right, so James is gonna be like, oh, look at that overlay. He just disappeared right then and there, like, psh, just, it's gonna be so good. I'm really excited. All right, so stuff we gotta talk about. Let's do a toss up. So we got a couple different things we could talk about, but because we missed last week, just more to do more technical difficulties.
Anthem.
Yes, Anthem. What? Anthem?
Oh no!
Because Jared's here to try to.
Why you gotta bring that up? Oh, man.
Jared. We do what we must, but most of we can.
All right, I'll give you that one. That's totally fair.
All right. So Anthem,
I really hope BioWare fixes Anthem. It was one of my most anticipated games. And when I first started playing it, I was like, heck yeah, I'm freaking Iron Man, and I was in love with the storm ability. And then after a while, the game just got really boring and repetitive, and I just wasted $60. And then now you can buy for like $3 brand new at most stores. And to hear that they're going to pretty much rework the game is good news, because I think most of us assumed that it was dead. But this is good news, man. I'm all for seeing what they do with the game. I hope it doesn't take too long, but I really hope I get some good play out of that $60 investment. So I still got my copy. Am I getting rid of it? I can see it, being fixed. I'm just hoping it happens. I'm hoping they make the game a little bit more deeper. Take a lot of them. I mean, I get games like that are repetitive, but I mean, it just got super repetitive. It got super dumb.
Yeah,
the game just wasn't what we all thought it would be. The way it ran, was just terrible on all ends. So I don't want to rant too long, but it's good to hear that they did not abandon the game. I'm excited.
Yeah, I really liked Anthem. I thought it was a really enjoyable build up, but there wasn't, like, the end game was not intriguing. Yeah,
The end game was stupid, and the story was short.
Yeah, I didn't feel like any urge to play the end game at all, and that was my biggest problem with it. Like, I felt like there was a lot of good content there, but it just wasn't. It just didn't draw you in and made you want to come back. I think it lacked the gravitas, if that makes sense. Where it was like, where Destiny was all gravitas with minimal. Well, Destiny 1 in particular, where it was like, yeah, you got the vibes, you got the feelings out of it, but that was kind of it. But there wasn't enough content to really keep you going if you were just kind of getting drip fed. I think that was an issue. But as opposed to Anthem, where it was basically the opposite, it didn't have the gravitas, the emotional weight to it, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. But hey, that's how it rolls sometimes. Also, before we forget, Sam, or do our little corporate show. Oh, it's not really a corporate show moment. This is more like an appreciative moment.
It is.
Sam, who's our sponsor for the evening?
Our sponsor this evening is Sharon Choi. I hope I pronounced her last name right, but she is the translator for Bong, as you can see, and she had an infamous moment at the BAFTAs where he made a polite little thank you and encouraged audiences to watch foreign movies. And she translated it in a much more blunt fashion, saying, once you overcome the 1-inch barrier of subtitles, you will be exposed to a whole new world of cinema. And she earned a lot of respect in the film industry and, on Twitter, obviously, for being so blunt about that. Because, yeah, once you get past the fact that it's a foreign film and you just need to read the subtitles, you are exposed to incredible things like Parasite. So thank you, Jim. Thank you.
All right.
Love it.
All right, cool. Oh, by the way, we're getting demands to talk about the XFL. I don't have anything to talk about the XFL right now because I didn't get a chance to see anything.
Oh, it was good, man. I watched all 4 games. That was fantastic.
Yeah? But,
Oh, yeah.
So for those of us who haven't watched anything, would you say there's a difference between watching the XFL versus the NFL?
Absolutely,
Big
there's definitely a
difference.
difference. Yeah, there's a
What?
big difference. It's much more fast. It's much faster paced. The rules, I think, are much. They're way better laid out. It gives more competition, more variety. There's a lot more strategy to it now. You
It's
can't
way
just
more
do this.
transparency.
Oh, it absolutely is. Like you can hear if you're at home listening on the TV, watching TV, you can listen in on the coaches with their play calls and stuff like that. You can listen in onto the refs sometimes when they're talking about certain play calls out in the field, including the review booth, and see what's going on in there. There's almost
With that
complete
freaking
transparency.
Xbox controller.
Hey, the best controller out there. What can I say?
Hey, big
But
fan.
yeah, right, exactly. But also, what I really like about is 2 things. Is when you score a touchdown now, it's not just an automatic field goal kick. You just go automatically for the 1 extra point. You cannot kick the ball. You got 3 options. You can go for 1 point from the 2-yard line with the play. You can only run it or pass it, just like the other 2 ones next on here. The 5-yard is a 2-point play, and the 10-yard is a 3-point play. So you have those 3 options. You can go for either one as soon as you score a touchdown. But if you don't get the play in, you don't get the point. You don't get to try again. So that's it. You can either stick with 6 or 7, 8, 9 points. It really depends a lot up to you. And then what was it? Oh, what was I going to talk about? I won't ramble on, but yeah.
I like the kickoff rule because you know how in NFL they pretty much abandon the kickoff. When XFL, everyone is down at I believe the 20-yard line or whatever, and
I
they
think
kick the ball off.
35.
Is it 5? Yeah,
But the 35.
No one can move until the kick return catches the ball, which is super dope.
I apparently missed something. Tom Brady is going free agency?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, man.
I missed a lot.
Man, that's from last year, last year when the season ended though, or no, yeah, last year, but didn't they didn't make the playoffs. That's right. They never made the playoffs. So yeah, he's been in free agency kind of for a little bit now, but it's officially as of started. I think today or yesterday, he's officially a free agent.
While we're talking sports and we still do gaming or whatever, Lennox Lewis made a tweet saying he's hearing that EA might be bringing back Fight Night next year.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I want?
I saw that too.
I want to see them make an XFL game, but make it like NFL Street.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
I don't really care for football games, but I like the Street series.
Yeah. Oh, Philip Rivers, he's a free agent now too.
All right. So, sorry. Enough football. I think football time. We gotta sit back and wait. we had the Super Bowl, and I thought it was interesting to watch the Super Bowl. It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Like it went back and forth. I didn't know who was gonna win, and it wasn't no craziness. Like towards the end it got a little nuts, but that was more just fun to watch. They're like, okay, huge lead, I'll come back in 1 quarter. It was good, fun, good times. So, other thing we want to talk about for the evening is, so Rod Fergusson has departed Microsoft to work for Blizzard with Mikey Barra. So he's going to be off working on the Diablo franchise, if I am correct.
Correct. He is heading up the whole Diablo franchise.
Yep.
Dude, it's so weird. We were just at PAX and we were there, and he was talking about, how, he was at Microsoft, left Microsoft, came back to Microsoft, and he loves working at Microsoft and loves being part of the coalition and the way they're doing things to make games more inclusive. And then the next week he leaves. So weird. So freaking weird.
Honestly, Fame, I'm not even kidding you, dude. Give it 5 years, let him ship Diablo 4 and Diablo Immortal, and it wouldn't surprise me if he goes right back to Microsoft.
Definitely. He's
done this. He's done
a
this
fixer.
his whole life. He is literally known in the industry as the cleaner and the closer. He comes in when studios can't get a game shipped, which, as much as I love Diablo, that says a lot about where Diablo 4 is right now.
Yeah.
That I guarantee you, Mike Ibarra took his job, as vice president of gaming at Blizzard, took one look at what was going on and said, Rod, I got a job for you.
My man, Rod. I brought you to Microsoft. I'm bringing you with me.
He probably doubled his salary, and he had to do. I'm sure he did something.
Oh yeah, and it makes sense. It's a good time for them. They just shipped Gears 5. Matt Booty says they're ramping up DLC plans. Maybe that means story DLC. I don't know. I hope. Maybe it doesn't. But regardless, like, they got more multiplayer DLC coming for sure. That game's in a good place. The studio has grown massively under Rod. It's in a good place.
Time to make a new game. I'm not saying abandon Gears 6. Push it back. Make a new IP. It's time.
And okay, I'm not going to say anything right now, but just, they're in a good place. It makes sense for Rod to go do this, and given his work in the industry and how much he eliminates crunch, I'm really looking forward to what he does with Diablo.
Yeah.
It's a nice campus down there too, and who wouldn't want to go work down there for a few years?
It wouldn't hurt.
Oh no.
But yeah, people come
California beach.
I'll say this: I'm definitely curious. Because usually I'm really good at figuring out, this person will be the new studio head, or this is the new creative director. Like, they'll go for this. I have no idea who they'll pick now. I honestly have no clue who the new studio head will be.
You think it'll be outsourced? You think it'll be someone from the inside?
I don't know. My gut says, logic dictates, and my gut says that, you just pick someone who is there who also worked on the other games. So I don't know. Someone that we don't know who worked on Gears 4 and Gears 5. But I've got this weird sneaking suspicion.
Please, it's the same one. I hope we're thinking the same thing.
That they're just going to bring in someone out of left field. Someone who I don't have a particular name, to be clear, but just someone who...
Shigeru Miyamoto!
Jeez, Ivan. Okay, it definitely won't be that person.
What if it was?
But these are interesting times. I'll say that.
Yeah. What was I gonna tell you guys? What was it? It was something. What was it? I can't remember what it was anymore. But anyway, I remember. I was gonna tell you guys something about something else. So there was a rumor not a rumor. I like the fact that Cliffy B was like, "Hey, I'm willing to consult." Actually, if they took him off and put him as lead design or something like that, and put him on there, I think people would actually be okay with that.
I'm gonna be honest. As much as I love Cliffy B, I think he's better suited running his own studio somewhere, not affiliate. Because I think at this point he's just, as much as I love the way he talks stuff, like, for as far as someone who represents a company, he's probably a little bit too toxic to be I just
say that, but he's no David Jaffe. I can't. Like that's I think that's a whole other matter.
Full-blown crumb side now.
He, Cliffy B's days with Gears are over. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I think his Gears has grown beyond him. I appreciate what he did for it. It wouldn't be the same without him, but it has grown beyond him. It had Cliffy B's hand. It had Rod's guiding hand. Now it needs perhaps someone else's guiding hand.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I would put more like him in charge of like gameplay directing or something like that. I don't know, but I put him like strictly on that front about just making the game fun. Because like it or not, Lawbreakers was fun. It was a fun game. It just did not do well at all. Like that. What was it? I know it was me, Napkin, Fame. I had a couple other people who were playing that game. It was a lot of fun, but it did not hold up very well for very long. Anyway, so other than that, moving on a little bit. Anything else you want to add about Rod or anything else before we move on to the next topic?
Nope.
Gears Tactics looks dope, and that's coming out in April.
Hell yeah!
Dope.
So we got Bleeding Edge, Ori, and then Gears Tactics back to back to back. The
And then
names are
Wasteland
now.
3
I
after
mean,
that. Tell me why after that. Flight
I
Simulator
don't mind
after
playing it on
that.
PC. I'm not playing it on PC, which is great. I just wish they would have announced when it's going to drop on console.
Yeah, I hear you. I feel like we probably won't have to wait too long for that. Just a hunch.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. All right. So other little bit here too. We were going to talk about this last week, but I think even a week late, it's still an interesting topic. Honestly, we are still really, really silent about what PlayStation's going to do for this next generation. Like, it's been
Greatness
really
awaits.
quiet.
Greatness awaits.
Yeah,
And awaits.
it's honestly so weird though. Like,
it is weird. Okay, like yeah.
Like,
all jokes aside,
for reference here too, like back in 2013, they announced that they were going to be doing announced at the PlayStation 4 meeting at the Super Bowl, and so people were waiting for that particular event. It didn't come. Instead, it's just been like, so far all they've announced is there's going to be a website for PlayStation 5 news, which is
Here's the thing, Ivan. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but I don't believe I am. At the end of the day, it looks like Sony they had a timeline for PS5, and as far as them announcing things, and then what Microsoft did at the Game Awards threw their timeline completely off. Because now everyone's pressuring them, hey, show something, because Microsoft, and no one expected them to come out and show the Series X and get all this information and how it looks. They weren't prepared for that. And so now they're trying to push up the timeline. Well, people want them to push it up, and they're not going to. I think they're going to keep to their timeline, but I think a lot of people feel the pressure of them. People think that people wanting to pressure them to show on the PS5 when they face with the PS5, but they're sticking to their timeline. It's just people are saying that because the world didn't expect for us to see the X already.
Yeah. So it is their timeline thing, and they also keep in mind too, when you're the market leader, you really don't want to push next generation because you're doing really well this time. Why would you want to?
That is the thing. That's the thing, Ivan. I want to piggyback your point there. I was one of the people who mistakenly believed. See, unlike many people, I'll own up to my mistakes. Okay, and I mistakenly believed that Sony would do the same thing in terms of announcing a February event. The thing is, they don't want to, and right now they don't need to because they've got two of their biggest games this generation still yet to come. They're in this weird position where Microsoft needs next gen to be here ASAP. They need it yesterday. Sony really doesn't. Sony wants next gen to be as far off as possible. And It's an interesting balance. For sure. I'm not sure how everything's going to happen. At this point, I don't know when we're going to learn more. I've got a sneaking suspicion that we'll get one more wire drop with the specs before GDC, because if specs aren't revealed by GDC in March, they will leak through GDC. Everything leaks through GDC. That's a bunch of developers and media getting together and having drinks and talking. Stuff always leaks then. So I feel like one final interview with Wired makes a lot of sense, but beyond that, I've got no idea. I'm in the dark. I have nothing, and that's interesting. It's also a little infuriating as a fan of PlayStation stuff, but it's interesting for sure. Bame, Jared, Ivan, I don't know if you guys have anything to add to that, but that's just where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at with it.
It's an oddity. Like, you would think they would have said something a little bit more by now at this point in the year. I don't think they're going to be waiting much longer, though. That's for sure. If they're still going to stay silent, maybe give it a month before E3. That's like my latest timeline I'm giving them before they will say something. But it's got to be at some point in time soon. They got to do it. The fans are like feeding off the news of not being there. They're almost like frothing at the mouth of getting information. Any little tidbit they can get, they'll just go and run with it. So as soon as they get this information, the internet's going to blow up. So it's like, either way, wait or don't wait. Just do it soon before people go nuts. That's all I got.
Yeah, I actually agree on that front. Like, just because I understand you want to build up anticipation, and that's fine. Like, you have every right to do so. But it's at a certain point, like, you're being ridiculous. Like, oh yeah, everyone wants to see the new console, except for we're not gonna do that. We're gonna show you the logo that required minimal to no effort to come up with. Just like, okay, fine. But yeah, I really want there to be more. I'm excited for them because they have the most. They don't have the most to gain, but they have the most to lose, if that makes sense. Is that it can either go really, really well and they can continue this domination, or it could bomb. But we've also never had this many consoles in a row in order to like have like a trend. Like, remember the thing was like, oh yeah, the third console is always your bomb. That's the one you always bomb at, and for the most part, that's been true. But like, oh, your fourth one's your good comeback, which could be true for Microsoft, but we'll see. We will see about that.
Only time will tell.
Yep. Anything else you guys want to discuss? I know it's been we kind of had to rush through a bunch of stuff to get here because of the technical problems.
Yeah.
So.
Not really much. I'm kind of tired, but I will say, if anyone is a fan of The Division or The Division 2, either or both is good, then pay attention. I'm not a fan of The Division myself, but cool stuff dropping tomorrow. Really, really, really cool stuff dropping.
Oh boy. Time to get back in the saddle. All right.
All right. So we're going to wrap things up here. Thank you guys for sticking by with us because it's been such a weird day.
Yeah, this one was a little rough, but we managed and we got through.
Yep. So anyway, we're going to get things rolling at this point. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Multiverse Show. Thank you, Jared, for filling in. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you for having me on, man. It's always a pleasure.
All right. And Samuel Tolbert?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Samuel Tolbert. That's TOLBERT. Come find what I write on Windows Central, Android Central, and iMore.
All right. And you guys can see at the top right-hand corner how to join the Multiverse Show Discord group. I don't know how that's going to work yet, but we'll figure that out. You can also see on the left-hand side the panel as in their new glory and our topics list and such. But you guys can find me on pretty much everything in Anchorman V2. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we are out of here.